I totally miss you. I totally miss you. Dude, I totally miss you all the time. Hey guys, it is Mike with the Come the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. This is the show where you guys put your comments in the comments below of suggestions you want my opinion on. I pick some of them, I throw them into a poll on Patreon. The patrons vote on them. If you would like access to that poll, go to my Patreon in the description, pledge $5 or more a month, and you can have access. Pick the top ones that were voted, I listen to them, I give you my feedback, my opinions. I grade them on a plus, equal sign, minus sign, whether or not I would actively seek them out or actively avoid them. Due to popular demand and due to the fact that I've realized I don't need to pay for a subscription to Spotify in order to make this fucking playlist, there is a link to a Spotify playlist in the link below, which I will try to share a day or two in advance of the video uploading so you guys can listen to them, or you can listen along while I'm reviewing it. Let's begin. For the Love of God by Steve Vai. This is one of the most iconic guitar melodies ever written. I've heard this song more times than I could fucking count, plain and simple. And also, I will say there are many better Steve Vai songs out there. This one just is probably the most accessible. This is by far the one he is most well known for. Amazing feel in all of the lead playing. That's what sold this, is people listened to it and their minds were blown with how much finesse and depth was in each and every note. When he recorded this lead, it was while he was on partway through a 10-day fast of no food. I think he might have been doing water, just a water fast. I've never been a huge fan of the recording quality of this particular album, Passion and Warfare, but the production and the mixing are good for what they are, especially for the period. The part around 3:20 is where you get that huge wow moment, but you can't really appreciate it unless you've listened to the entire track up until that point. This song is proof that you do not need any lyrics or words in music. This song is more existential than most songs with words that try to communicate the same thing. Total grade for this song, plus sign. Savior by Rise Against. They're good vocals, but they're definitely not my thing. They're just a little nasally. Rise Against is very pop punk influenced. And to be honest, a lot of Rise Against songs sound the same to me. It just kind of gets old after a while. And it definitely feels like I've heard this chorus before, and I have not listened to this song before. And the vocals, I didn't realize before, get a little bit Offspring-ish during the chorus and during a lot of their choruses. The drums sound great, simple but fun. The slow part at the bridge is a nice change. I just wish they could have kind of expounded upon that a little more. It was relatively short. Guitar tone is nice and beefy. It also has a sharp edge to it. The composition and the arrangement together are just a little too straightforward for me, but there's nothing to hate here. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Master Exploder by Tenacious D. This is one of the classics. Well, I should say it will be one of the classics once it's old enough. Intro vocals are awesome, one of those mind-blowing experiences. And with the exception of the part where he kind of clips the microphone because of how loud he is, the production on this song is fantastic, crystal clear. The vocals throughout the entire song period are amazing. They're just fucking great. Jack Black kicks ass. Again, this is one of those songs I've heard about a billion times. So I mean, like, it just, I don't know how to properly explain it. Lead guitar is awesome, kind of blues rocky, has a little bit of grit in there. The drums are quite roomy, roomier than I remember. They have a fantastic blend of the kick and the bass. It gives you a really nice thump. The guitar solo at 140 is epic. It's like a triple guitar fucking masterpiece. My only complaint is I wish this song was longer. It's an epic song that repeats the exact same chord progression over and over again with the exception of the last 4 measures. Not many songs can do that. Well done. Total grade for this song, plus sign. The End by The Doors. The intro effect is pretty cool and the intro guitar is nice, it's pleasant and trancy. Song feels a little bit Middle Eastern influence to me. I have never liked Morrison's voice, and I most likely never will. It's just, this is probably the closest I've come to enjoying it. There's way the fuck too much verb on this entire mix. That's definitely not room, that's verb. And they spent about 2.5 minutes vibing on the exact same chords without much variation, without much rise in the dynamics. It's just pretty fucking flat. At 2:30, it picks up a little bit and switches themes, which is a nice change. Drums get a little bit more interesting, and then it goes right back to the boring flatness. It's just like, man, there are some subtle dynamics here throughout the song, and definitely towards the end, but All the shit in the beginning, like, honestly, I typically would have turned it off by now just because I was bored. The fade out partway through the song into, like, the ambient nature sounds, and then the build back up with some, like, crazy shit was cool. It actually was sonically interesting. There's lots of playing around with sonic space here, and it is intriguing, but it's just not enough to get me there. I just really don't think I'm ever going to enjoy The Doors. Total grade for this song, =. Downfall by Children of Bodom. Was not expecting the cool 80s synth intro, and that intro guitar lick riff, whatever the fuck it is badass. Way too much kick, way more than necessary. As a matter of fact, I would say that is the key complaint I have about this song. The drums are fucking boring. They're exciting because there's a lot of them, but they're boring because it's just the same shit. It's really predictable, nothing special here. Production is solid, and it's a little more roomy than what you'd expect from more of a death metal type of thing, but they do kind of venture out into some power metal, some neoclassical later, so it kind of fits with that. And I've seen them described as extreme metal. Can someone explain to me what the fuck extreme metal is? It's like redundant, genre is redundant, like one of my old videos. The entire song sounds thinner, like sound-wise than it normally would be, and I don't think that was a mix thing. It sounds like it's most likely a mastering thing. The vocals are good, but they are definitely not my style. There's lots of driving riffs throughout the song, and then it kind of drops off to solo synth parts, giving it lots of dynamic, very drastic dynamic, cool stuff. Lead work throughout the song, very tasty. It has an interesting composition, and I would love to see an actual vocal melody over it. The arrangement itself could use a little more work, again, leaning on the drums. Total grade for this song, =. Saturn Barz by Gorillaz, featuring some fucking Pop Can, is that his name? Has an interesting dirty beat. I absolutely hate the vocals of Pop Can. Not a fan. They are auto-tuned super hard, and I do not like the delivery of his singing voice. His flow when he's rapping is not terrible. There are many other Gorillaz songs that I enjoy much more, and I'm not even a huge fan of the Gorillaz. The production is good and thought out, just not quite my style. There's lots of ear candy to be found throughout the song. It's not much more to this one. It's a really simple song, especially for the Gorillaz. Take Pop Can the fuck out of this song and develop this musical idea further yourselves. It would have done a lot more for me. There's potential for cool things here, just kind of fell flat. Total grade for this song, =. The Musical Box by Genesis. Really weird vocals in the beginning, and really honestly weird vocals throughout, though I will say they are fantastically done. Excellent performance, fits perfectly with the genre, and conveys a lot tonally and expressively that words wouldn't have been able to do by themselves. The guitar in the intro is gorgeous, and then they kind of have a slide guitar too. That was a cool touch, or it might have been a lap steel, not 100% sure. They have this nice call and response in the intro between the vocals and I believe a flute and some other instrument going on. Moves to the Phrygian mode around 130, kind of changes things up a little bit. And these vocals sound very familiar, like a 90s band. I want to say, I don't think it's REM, might be somebody else, fuck. The production definitely shows its age, but it is good for its time. Picks up around 340 and starts going epic rock. Absolutely love the syncopation and counterpoint here. And then it keeps continuing that riff, that feel, with an awesome guitar lead over top of it. It has a great gallop and chug without any of those 3-beat groupings on any of the instruments, except it might be on the drums. I wasn't listening close enough to the drums at that part. Now later in that solo, I know there is a gallop on the drums, and there's a triplet feel coming from the electric piano going over top of it. It's about 6 minutes-ish. Feels fucking great. Throughout that whole part, they're doing dovetail solos between a bunch of different instruments, and they kind of work around each other, call and response, and play in and out of each other, and then eventually come together as one. It's fantastic. Then they have this huge ending that just wraps everything up nice and neatly. Great journey. This is what The End by The Doors wants to be when it grows up. Total grade for this song, +. Happy by Mudvayne. Simple, heavy, but engaging intro riff. Clean vocals are kind of lame, but when he gets a little bit more raspy in those vocals, a little more grovelly, they sound fucking great. The chorus syncopation feels great, and in conjunction with that cool melody they have going on, quite catchy. The verse guitar riff is also very cool. Very tacky and heavy drums. The production all around sounds great, but the effects on the vocals kind of feel like they just threw a blanket over top of the microphone. It softens everything out, kills detail, and almost ruins that part of the song for me. I would have liked a little bit more variation in the bridge. They could have pushed this easily another minute or minute and a half and made some interesting ideas happen as they're going to that outro. But I get they want to keep it, marketable to the radio. But the ending is satisfying. Total grade for this song, +. Pariah by Steve Wilson. All the spacey intros today, holy crap. Very gentle synth sequence with a nice guitar in the background, very pleasant. kind of poppy, and I know this is his new album. A lot of people were complaining that it was very poppy. Some people really were not into it quite a bit. The female vocals were more raspy than expected, but very pleasant that way. Composition is definitely simpler than what Steve Wilson normally does, but the arrangement and the production stays very interesting, which helps a lot for me. The production is enticing. Very pleasant, very soft on the ears, but not boring. Very touching lyrics. There's a vocal push at 325 to an explosion that was great. Then it goes to a tremolo guitar with some effects on it. Kind of feels a little bit musy. Definitely awesome. The melody and the chord progression are the final pieces that really sell this to me, this song. Is it simple? Yes. But so well layered in that production. That's it. Total grade for this song, plus sign. Gucci Gang by Lil Pump. What do you think I'm gonna say about this? 8 seconds in and I already want to punch him straight in the face. This is the epitome of what's wrong with trap today, and a lot of pop music for that matter. The beat might actually be pretty cool without that stupid fucking hi-hat. His flow actually is not that terrible. The lyrics are complete garbage. It has the depth of a non-flush urinal. I got tested for AIDS after listening to this song, just in case. Total grade for this song, minus sign. And now for my suggestions. My first suggestion this week, because I couldn't decide between two of these songs, I'm gonna suggest two from one artist. I'm suggesting Leaving You Out and Love Songs by MELD. MELD is a friend of mine here in Nashville. If you want to listen to pop that is actually good fucking pop, she's your gal. Whoops. The song Leaving You Out definitely has a stronger vocal performance than Love Songs, but I love the message in Love Songs. It's fucking awesome. And actually, if you want a really good vocal performance, go to Easy on the Game. This girl has a hell of a lot of talent, and we should go give her our love and support because of a lot of artists out there, especially those who are trying to be stars. She's not trying to be a star, she's trying to make fucking art. Mad respect to Mel, she's awesome at what she does. My next suggestion for you is a guilty pleasure of mine, Too Shy by Kajagoogoo. That's the real name. I love this song because of the chorus. That chorus fucking gets me every time. I'm sorry, it's a guilty pleasure. That's all there is to it. My last suggestion for you this week is Chameleon Carnival by Andromeda. I recently rediscovered these guys and was having fun listening to Extension of the Wish Final Extension when they redid the entire album with a new vocalist. Chameleon Carnival is actually an instrumental, and it's a kick-ass instrumental with some really cool parts throughout. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your suggestions in the comments below. If you would like to take part in the poll, go to the link in the description. Pledge $5 or more a month, and you can have access. If you don't want to do a rolling pledge but still want to support the show, you can either tip me on PayPal or you can go to my merch store. If you want to know what songs are coming up this week for Song Suggestion Friday and listen along, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be putting the playlist up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Rock on!